Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to our viewers in our Heehee Show breaking news. My name is Safia. I'm going to be your newscaster for today's breaking news. On the screen, Parliament. Anwar Press Takiuddin on the matter about the treaty signed with Indonesia if it would harm Malaysia and its rights. And more precisely, the negative impact on marriage. Our Prime Minister stated that the agreements for the territorial charting has been examined. Both were satisfied with sign from both parties. But our Prime Minister stressed that the treaty signed do not involve territories which are still under conflict, which are Pulau Sebatik near Sabah and the limits near the port of Tanjung Pelepas in Johor. This was asked by Muhyiddin in Parliament of Anwar's guarantee that Malaysia will not compromise over territories which Malaysia has a claim over. Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin stated that he felt uneasy as he learned of the agreement when he was our former Prime Minister. This issue could not be resolved since it can cause impacts on both sides of the parties. President Joko Widodo said during the expression of appreciation that it had taken 18 years to be solved. Prime Minister assured that Malaysia's position is that the interests and the national benefits won't go to waste. That's all from me for breaking news segment. Now we move on to our current issues. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Tila Raza, your newscaster for today's news. Showing no signs of backing down, controversial stand-up comedian Jocelyn Chia has told Malaysians to keep going. Taking to Twitter, Chia said she has already been featured on the BBC and had been interviewed by CNN and also the New York Times and is set to go on Fox News. Chia had joked about Malaysia being a developing country and was once abandoned Singapore.
A first world country. And you guys, Malaysia, what are you now? Still a developing country. Oh, boo. You, Malaysia.
She had also made a reference to flight MH370, which vanished on March 8, 2014, which drew from Malaysians, local comedians, as well as the necks of the kin of the passengers on board the plane. On June 13, Bernama reported that Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Akhil Sani Abdullah Sani an application would be made to Interpol to obtain Chia's full identity and latest whereabouts. In an interview with the BBC the following day, she described the authorities' move to involve Interpol as overblown and ridiculous. She had also implied the Interpol's involvement would only make her famous. Malaysian Jocelyn Chia using MH370 as a punchline
She should have been
during her stand-up set in New York. Veteran funnyman Harif Iskandar has reminded
you have to
fellow
keep in mind context.
comedians
Now,
to
I
be
know
mindful
Jocelyn is
of
performing
what
in the Comedy Cellar, which
they
I think is a
comment
club in the
or
US, but
post
as a
online.
Singaporean, she should have been a little bit smarter to realize that in this age of social media, picking on a Malaysian in the audience and then bringing up MH370 is going to get up on the internet, girlfriend. It's going to have a wider effect. I'll
Like the video shown, veteran funnyman Harif Iskandar has reminded fellow comedians to be mindful of what they comment or post online, as they can be easily taken out of context. Harif maintained that he was not a fan of cancel culture, as people should be entitled to, as people should be entitled to their own opinion and to have differing views without being hateful towards one another. As his video drew to a close, Harif took a moment to respond to Jocelyn Chia's comment about Malaysia being a developing country. Proudly representing his nation, he highlighted that while Malaysia may be considered a developing nation, it is its people exuded kindness and thoughtfulness.
But when it comes to kindness and thoughtfulness, we are definitely first world. Don't know about other countries though. Wink, wink. It's a joke. Take care, guys.
That's all from me, your newscaster for Current News. I'm Tila Raza. See you in the next segment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am Irfan Haris, and I will be your host today for the sports segment. I've invited a special guest, Shamimi Umaira, with me here, and we will be discussing about sports-related topic internationally and locally.
Hi, I'm Shami Umaira, and what an honor to be here with you.
So, firstly, the Premier League have just ended, and Manchester City Football Club took the trophy after almost losing to Arsenal.
It's no mean feat. The history makers, the that have simply been head and shoulders above the rest.
So, Shamimi, what do we feel about this?
I think it is well deserved, and it has been a tough season for them, especially with how unbelievable Arsenal Football Club has been this season. How long was Arsenal at the top of the leaderboard for?
Exactly. Arsenal was on top of the leaderboard for 248 days total, and yet they still came second behind Manchester City.
An upgrade for Arsenal, for sure, especially after their last few seasons not being that good.
Mikel Arteta, their manager, have really took this Arsenal team and turned them into something remarkable to challenge Pep Guardiola's team.
If If you look here at the leaderboard, there were only 5 points behind Manchester City before they dropped position.
After a long 38 weeks, Manchester City finally dethroned Arsenal in the last few weeks of the season. Following behind Arsenal are Manchester United Football Club at third and Newcastle United at fourth.
Still shocking to me that we will be seeing Newcastle United qualify for the Champions League.
Nevertheless, Shamimi, a very well-deserved win for Manchester City. Next up, let's go to local news. We have here now from our badminton scene, Lee Zijia has decided that he will temporarily quit from badminton.
I have always idolized Lizija and have been supporting him for a while. But what has she lost for our badminton scene?
Well, let's hold on. He said he temporarily quit the scene, meaning we will still be seeing him in the near future.
What is the reasoning behind his decision, Ifan?
Well, from what we know, Lee Zijia has suffered his second straight first-round loss at the Indonesian Open. He told BWF World Tour this exactly.
He also stated that he had been contemplating a temporary break. It is the right decision for him, if you ask me.
But what makes you say that?
Well, it is for the sake of his mental health and also to reignite the passion that he once had for badminton.
Well, I agree with you there. I believe after this deserved break from badminton, he will dominate the scene again like how he used to.
Let's all stand behind Lizija and his decision and give him moral support along the way.
Agreed. Moving forward, we will be discussing about, if you ask me, a national treasure, Pandalila Rinong. Pandalila Rinong has won 2 Olympic medals and 7 championships medals throughout her professional diving career.
What is the news about her, Ifan?
Pandalila Rinong has been recently named a national unity icon by our National Unity Minister Aaron Agodagang in the recent parliament.
That is such a huge victory and well-deserved title for her.
Yep, and she was chosen alongside leaders and sports legends as part of effort to strengthen unity amongst the people.
I know this is random, Ifan, but do you know anything about e-sport?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, as of right now, the game Valorant is having their biggest international tournament right now over in Tokyo, Japan.
That is interesting. What is the format of the tournament?
There are 12 teams for the region, from the region, 3 teams from the region North America and Southeast Asia, 4 teams from Europe and 2 teams from China.
I see. Is it still going on right now, Mimi?
Yes, it is. They are nearing the end of the tournament and there are 3 teams left standing, which are the Team Fnatic, Team Evil Genius, and Paper Rex.
That tops off our segment with Shamimi Umaira. Thank you so much, Shamimi, for lending us your time to be here with me discussing about sports-related news.
Thank you for having me, Ifan. It has been such a pleasure.
I am Irfan Haris, and thank you for watching the Heehee Show.